Hi, this is Debbie with Book and Bujo, and welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. Today we're doing the Phenomenal Women tag. The Phenomenal Women tag was created by Marilyn Maya Mendoza, and I was tagged by Gina from the Library Mouse. So thank you so much, Gina, for tagging me. There's only 3 questions for the Phenomenal Women authors tag, so let's get right to number 1. Who is your favorite phenomenal woman author? So there are quite a few. The Bronte sisters, most definitely. They write such interesting characters and their prose is so beautiful. I love their writing. I loved Agnes Grey from Anne Bronte, and of course Wuthering Heights from Emily Bronte, and Jane Eyre from Charlotte Bronte, and there's so many more. Their books are amazing, and I thought that those women were ahead of their times just a bit. I also think Dusty Bowling is a phenomenal woman author. She writes middle grade books for kind of junior high, early high school time period, and she writes such amazing characters that I've read 3 of her books so far, and all 3 of them, for 2 of them, the main character is a female. The other one, the kind of a side character, is a very strong female, which is so great. They're so inspiring, especially since they're youngins, you know, junior hires, and I love her writing. Just so easy to read, and she touches on a lot of hard-hitting topics in such a loving way to help you be able to grow through the process of reading through this book. But I think I agreed with Gina from the Library Mouse, and I also chose Judy Blume. So when I was growing up, I was on the younger side for when her books came out, so my sister was the one who really read her books first, and I kind of got them as hand-me-downs later on, where my sister and I are 3 years apart, so had a couple years age gap in there that I needed to wait before reading some of these books. But I think she was way ahead of her time in talking about the subjects that she talked about. She talked about things that happen with the female body and body image and things that we need to know as females as we're growing up. And back in the day, 70s, 80s, even 90s, like that wasn't something that you talked about. And so her books have been banned in some states. And I believe her books are still banned in 1 or 2 states, which just seems crazy. Even though there's books about some of the things that she talks about, there's like nonfiction books about that type of thing now that are out, and everybody raves about them and thinks it's great, but yet her books were so poo-pooed at the time. And I love her strength and determination to just keep doing what she thought was right and to keep going forward and pushing through all of the resistance that she got. So great. Gina did mention that there is a documentary on Judy Blume, and I did not know that, so I'm going to have to search that one out and watch that because it sounds like it's going to be very interesting. Question number 2. What book features your favorite phenomenal woman character? Well, I've got a couple. There's a couple. I think I narrowed it down to 3. The first one, of course, is Anne Shirley from Anne of Green Gables by Lucy Maud Montgomery. The whole series is amazing, but the character of Anne Shirley, she's so curious. She's not afraid to say what's on her mind. She's asks tons of questions because she just wants to know, and I love that. That's definitely not me. Like, I'm super curious and I want to know, like, if there's a button somewhere, I want to push it to see what it does, but I'm less likely to actually ask the question out loud. I'm asking in my head, but I don't always have the confidence or the boldness to ask the question as it pops out of my mouth. So I love the boldness that she has, and just that the curiosity is so strong that she just can't hold it in and it has to burst out. I love that. I love the character throughout the entire series. And then I also love Ronnie from The Life Ship Traders by Robin Hobb, who is another phenomenal author. But Ronnie in particular, she is the grandmother and she is kind of the matriarch of the family in The Life Ship Traders. And she has some quotes in there that are just beautiful. such a beautifully written woman. She is not afraid to get her hands dirty and get some work done, and whatever needs doing, we're going to make it happen, and we're going to do it. We're going to pull ourselves up from our bootstraps, and we're going to keep going, and I love that. And then lastly is Misaki from The Sword of Kaigen by Emma Wong. I absolutely love this character. So she kicks butt and is not afraid to work hard. She's not afraid to get hit in the process. That she knows that if she's going to be fighting somebody, she's going to have to take some punches too. But when she leaves that behind and she needs to then be like the dutiful housewife, she keeps going. She takes charge when there's an issue, and she keeps going, and she then later on is not afraid to stand back up and fight for what is going on again. So when she finds herself in a situation that she's going to have to call upon those powers that she had back when she was younger, when she was fighting on the streets for the neighborhood against all of the evil, when she has to call on that again, she has no problem stepping up and fighting for her family and for her community, and I absolutely love that. Last question, question number 3. What book by a phenomenal woman author would you give a prize to? And I kind of think some of these already have won some prizes, so I think The Sword of Kaigen has won an award. That is definitely one I would give to. I own 4 copies. I have 3 physical copies. I have a digital copy, and I am hoping to get an audiobook of that book. Plus, there's another Kickstarter that just started for another Sword of Kaigen edition, and I'm probably going to get that one too, because that is my all-time favorite book. I love that book. So much going on with that one. So that one definitely deserves an award. You have not only a phenomenal woman author, but you also have a phenomenal woman character. And actually there's multiple pretty awesome women in that book. So I would highly recommend you check it out if you have not read that. And I will leave the Kickstarter linked down below in case you want to support that one as well. Next would be The Heart of a Valkyrie by Melanie Karsak. This is another one I gave 5 stars to, and the main character, she is growing up wanting to be a Valkyrie, and that's what she works and trains for. And when she goes through some hard times and some rough patches in her life, she is not afraid to work hard, dig deep, and kick some butt. And lastly, I would say The Rachel Incident by Carolyn O'Donoghue. This one is a story about a young woman and her best friend and their lives as they go from college all the way up into adulthood, and now they have, real jobs, and they're having families and things like that. And again, you may be sensing a theme here. Someone who gets knocked down and picks themselves back up and keeps on going. And I thought this book was written so well. I didn't really know anything about it when I was going into it, and I just enjoyed every moment of the book. I thought it was written really well, and I really enjoyed it. So you will have to check that one out also. Again, thank you so much to Gina from the Library Mouse for tagging me in the Phenomenal Woman tag. If you have some phenomenal women authors that you would love to give a shout out to, either leave them down below in the comments or consider yourself tagged and do one of these little tag videos yourself, and let me know so that I can watch your video as well and see what your favorite female authors are. And thank you so much for joining me today for this Phenomenal Women Authors tag, and until next time, keep reading. Bye!